There is nothing that leaves me more creatively fulfilled than making my pins. Geez, like we got the egg face, punk face, rogue Benson, hell, even some lollipops. You know I had to throw in the heroic hamster team logo alongside Dr. Doof, and even Envy from Inside Out too. Let's not forget Rigby's iconic graduation poster in the mix as well. What I love the most about my pins is that you can show them off to the whole world. I walk down each street, well, not necessarily my street, just my campus hallways, but everyone is aware of the fandoms that I proudly take part in. To wear a pin means that I profess my deep love for what I consider to make this earth spin. Cartoon fandoms, of course. Yes, I'll have you know, it's what the ladies are into. I'm not necessarily ashamed of that. I get it. I tell you to hold your horses, but when I wear these puppies, the stables are in total shambles. Which is exactly why I plan on showing you how I actually make my pins in today's video. Wait, who turned the lights off? Okay, well that's really freaky. Good thing I had my flashlight, but I should really check on the light. It's weird that they're off, but it's definitely an outage. Phone's dead, of course, so I'll go on my MacBook to check the emergency line. Wait, what's that? I don't remember leaving anything on top of my MacBook. Hold up, what even is this? The Book of Bill. Did the Prime delivery break in and enter, or what? Who even ordered this? Yeah, no brainer, that's going straight in the trash. If I'm gonna properly dispose of this, I'll have to throw it out in my kitchen garbage. Seriously, I can't wait to get rid of this. This is so weird. Just gotta pop this open and dump it right in the trash, where it belongs. Good riddance, The Book of Bill. What a silly book title. Just need to get back to my room and just text that emergency line. I hate when stupid stuff gets in the way of my plans. At least the Prime Delivery Bandit didn't take my pins. Then I would have definitely lost it. But now, back to my MacBook.
Oh, I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Okay, you've got to be kidding me. What the heck is this book and why is it in my room again? Okay, now I'm totally freaking out. I'll have to see what they possibly want from me. I'll open up the cover, but first I'll take a look at the sleeve. Oh, I actually love that they use the Stray Kids photo cards for their bookmarks for each page. That's such a cute detail. Okay, Clover, you have to focus. The sleeve. Our world, the mindscape, the nightmare realm. There appears to be ancient incantations on the back of the book itself. Wait, I'm going to assume that this could be a puzzle of sorts. So what exactly would happen if I collided both worlds? Oh wait, I never actually clued in that this book could be a possible gateway into the nightmare realm. Man, screw this Prime Delivery Bandit. I'm not exactly sure what this could possibly mean. I just want to understand what's actually happening. Okay, I mean, if I want to achieve that, I'll actually have to look inside, even though I don't want to.
Well. Give me your alas. I've been waiting for an eternity to meet you. And I know you've been waiting nearly as long to meet me. Breathe it in a second, Val. This moment of anticipation. You've always suspected this day would come. And it finally has. Your life will be forever divided into two halves. Before you met me and after. Welcome to the after. You're probably wondering, still, you're an all-powerful being.
Okay. I think I've had enough of that. The photo cards of the Stray Kids still are actually such a nice addition as a bookmark. I actually appreciate that. It was so thoughtful. But I have to see at least what Bill could possibly want. Okay, well, it appears as if all of the pages that are photocarded are illustration pages. I'm confused. What is it that he wants from me? To make pins based on illustrations in this book? I mean, it's seriously twisted, but I'm aware of what he's capable of. I'll have to get to work. Plus, I think these puppies could be a hoot to wear. I mean, what else better than to celebrate a new addition to the fandom? Even if it's one that broke into my room multiple times and is going to potentially haunt me for the rest of eternity. Well, I'm gonna have to trust my instincts on this one. It may be my last chance to avoid Bill committing potential dream laundering inside of my mindscape. Let's really uncover what's in store for the Book of Bill. Through the creation of pins, of course.
Oh, I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
It only makes sense that the first thing I do when I make my pins is to consult my pin drawer. So basically this is where I store all of my items that I need to be able to actually make my pins. So for example, I have like old leftovers from prior pins that I made. These are actually regular show theme ones because around this time was when I actually finished all the regular show. I was absolutely obsessed. I literally made so many because when I was watching regular show, there was a point where it was getting so good. Okay, but enough of regular show. Now I actually have to show you the supplies. So these white circles are actually what you use for the back of the pin. So these metal parts are actually what are going to go underneath like the actual artwork that you create to make the pins. And they're the actual elements that are used to mold together the materials, the actual machine, and then the working piece. So what I do from here is simple. I have to make sure to lay down all of the materials that I need down on my dining room table because I can't do this in my bedroom because I actually don't have a table in my room. So I would be doing this on my bed, which would be really annoying. So I do this in my dining room. But anyway, I get the materials. Like I have my pin machine. I have all of the pin materials. And then on top of that, I have my markers. And I also sit down and look for the exact pens and pencils that I'm going to use to be able to create the illustrations needed to actually make the pins. Now that I actually have anything, I'm going to sift through the Book of Bill to see exactly what illustrations that I would like to draw. And I'm going to draw the ones that I have the K-pop photo cards in. So I decided that this Valentine's Day page would be a really good one to draw. When the Book of Bill actually came out, I was pretty shocked because I didn't expect there to be any like content coming out from Gravity Falls or anything like surrounding it for like such a long time because I kind of thought that Alex Hirsch would be finished at the Lost Legends book. I kind of even thought that after he did Journal 3 itself because I was like, what really else is there to explore? Although I would always see like Gravity Falls channels talking about how they would like to continue on the series with comic books, like they think that that would be really cool, but of course the show would never get like a season 3 or like 4th season. I don't even want the show to have a reboot. Like I think it ended perfectly where it should, but I was so happy that we got new content such as the Book of Bill because I think that this really continued on with the story in such an effective way, and I like that this was geared towards an older audience because I find that I'm able to relive and enjoy my childhood in the way that I was so happy to read Journal 3 itself, although I just think that it's so cool that I can have something to remember Gravity Falls by, even though I was there like in 2016, even like 2012, like when it first aired. It's just so nice to have something to remember the fandom by. Like as I get older, it's like it aged with me in a sense. So I just think that it's amazing that I could like experience it again, even though it's not necessarily new to me, but this book just felt so like fresh and new, and I just like adding like more layers onto Bill's like twisted story. I thought that that was something that was so amazing, and I just had such a cool time like this summer talking about it with all of the fans. Like everyone was so excited and hyped, and it just so many more people got into Gravity Falls, and it was just so important to me because this fandom really like changed my life, and it really showed me how much I love cartoons. Like Alex Hirsch and just the team behind Gravity Falls, like they mean so much to me, and I'm just really glad that I could experience it almost kind of again for the first time. Like it's just so memorable. Yeah, here were the Valentine's ones I made, but now I'm going to move on to make these tattoo ones. I really like this page. The illustration and the artwork was so beautiful. As I was saying before, I was really excited by the Book of Bill's release because I think it was in December 15th of 2023 that Alex Hirsch announced that he was going to be releasing the Book of Bill itself. And I think it actually came out on July 23rd. And I actually ended up pre-ordering the book like way long in advance. And I was so surprised. My book actually came on July 23rd itself of this year. I was so surprised because I kind of like forgot that it was the release date because I wasn't expecting that it would arrive like on time, because I've seen like everyone in the fandom like getting like hyped because they're like, oh, like the book's finally going to be released, but I didn't clue in that like if I pre-order it, it would actually have the chance to arrive on that date because my order has already been secured for so long. Because I think I literally like pre-ordered it like months in advance because I was so happy, and I had money in my account at the time to do so. But the book itself is even better than I expected. Like I had to like split it up like the way that I read it, because if not I would literally be able to read it all in a day because I was just so excited. But I wanted to like spend as much time with it as possible, so I ended up reading it in like a week because although there isn't necessarily like sections like chapters, I wanted to split it up so I could like have like a bunch of times in the day where I could be able to like thoroughly enjoy it and really like soak in everything I was missing. Here was the final pin that I decided to make. It was inspired by this page, the Cipher Symphonies. I really enjoyed making this one because I find that it reminds me a lot of like old school Disney, hence why like Bill Cipher had like the Mickey Mouse boots and like shorts in it, and it's just styled as like classic like Disney cartoons. It was really fun to make. I like the black and gray and red together. Basically, this is how I do it. I get the machine. I have to take out one of these, and then I have to take out. It makes such a satisfying noise. Okay, so this is what I do. So you need a sheet of plastic to go on top because it coats it so then it becomes waterproof and it's shiny. So what you do is you take one of these, you place it in this section. Like this. It should fit in perfectly. You take one of your pieces of paper and you put it, basically you just sandwich all of the ingredients and you place a plastic wrap on the top. So you have all of the ingredients sandwiched. You can actually flip it. You put this one inside, but you want to make sure that it's aligned, like it's straight, so that when you have the actual backside of the pin, it's not like upside down, so you can just stick it on effectively. You have to make sure that part in the machine is actually tightened, because sometimes it isn't. Okay, the screw is tightened. Put this back down. Make sure it's straight, as I said. And something that you have to do is that you have to make sure that these little grooves, these holes, can go in like that, because if they don't, you'll have friction, like it won't go. So, and then and there you have it. It's wearable and everything. And I like it because it's big and you can see it's very secured, the edges. And something that I like about these is that if you actually mess up, you can just remake it. Like you can reuse the backside. The metal side you can't use, but you can reuse the backside where the actual pin is located, the plastic, and you can actually reuse the picture that you have created as long as you don't rip it. So yeah. I would love to put Toad's Factory music from Mario Kart on this specific section, but I can't because the video will get copyrighted. But this reminds me a lot of Toad's Factory because this just reminds me of like machinery in a factory. And it also kind of reminds me of that one place where Gideon had all of his merch because it was like the factory for it that Dipper almost died in with like the magic amulet and everything. So out of the Valentine's pins, this is the finished product, and I feel like they all ended up exactly the way that I wanted them to. And I really liked how bold the black pen is because I was able to color billcipher's hands, feet, and his top hat really well, and it really emphasizes his eye. And I just think that they look really good, and I think that anyone who was a fan of the book would be able to tell exactly where they are from, and the character is notable, so people would be able to tell that the character is Billcipher from Gravity Falls as well. I also wanted to include the process of how I was able to make the ones from the body tattoo page, and I really enjoyed how these ones turned out as well. I think like seeing myself actually use the machine is so cool because it looks so industrial. As I said, it reminds me exactly of like Toad's Factory. So as I mentioned before, this was the point where I started to have some struggles with the pins, but as I said, you can actually remake them if something goes wrong. So what I decided to do with this is I took it apart and I bent the metal so that I could actually take off the paper part itself, the illustration that I made, so I could install a different metal backing, so then I could put the paper on top and the plastic wrap and then try it once again to see if I can do it successfully. So as you can see, now that I have the metal inside, I'm going to retake the illustration that I made on the white paper and then add the plastic wrap and then try to do it again, but it isn't really quite working in the way that I wanted to because there's not supposed to be this much friction, although you can't hear it. It'll show in the video. It didn't end up how I wanted. I was cursed, so I moved on to the Simpersiphonies one, and that one ended up working well. Alongside the Weird Mageddon one, that one worked well too, but now I'm going to try my third attempt at actually trying to make this one billcipher body tattoo pin that wasn't working out very well. So I put all the ingredients as before, and I pressed it down, and it still didn't work, which is really annoying, but sometimes you just get unlucky. Consider this as attempt number 4, so I'll slide this in and see how this will work. It didn't necessarily seem as if there was too much friction. It seemed like it went in smoothly. Then on this side, just have to adjust the wheel so that it goes in smoothly. And there was no friction. So I think this one ended up being victorious, which I was really happy about. So I'm complete with the billcipher body tattoo pins. I thought it would be fun to actually line them up on the page exactly what I did. So that one was the one from Weird Mageddon, the eye. And then I'm not particularly sure where these illustrations are from. I think that they're new. I really like the Buy one. That one was cool. And the blood surfing, that was awesome. But I made all of them on the page, which was amazing. Then I lined it up on the Valentine's Day page. This was a really awesome page in the book. I absolutely love the artwork. And Alex Hirsch actually released this early as like a little bit of a teaser to the book. I remember seeing this all over the Gravity Falls subreddit, and I was so excited. I was already posting all the illustrations on my story. I think my favorite one may be that I've got an eye on you and let's get Illuminati. I thought that one was really, really funny. I loved it so much. Yeah, finally, now that I actually have all of them done, I just wanted to kind of like line them up to see what they look like on top of the back of the book, because I just think that it would be cool to see everything that I have accomplished. I can't believe that I was able to make so many. I'm definitely going to plan on making more because there's so much creative artwork in this book. I think it would be so cool if a Gravity Falls art book was released. That would just be so inspiring and awesome. I can't wait to get the amphibia one. I think that was actually ended up being delayed, but I'm excited to get that so much. That'd be so cool. But a Gravity Falls one would definitely be awesome.
So I'll just have to find my next pawn on the outside.